Today is the 9th of July, 2021. I'm going to be doing a reading now on Zeus in a kind of a format of where I allow Zeus to choose randomly while I'm shuffling cards or shells, and just to relate what it is that Zeus wants to relate. I'm just going to turn it over to see what he has to say. Now, Zeus is a Greek-based god, but a ancient sky mythology god, father god. And he was the god that that looked after and was ruler and protector of all the other gods and humans. So we fell under his jurisdiction, and so did other gods. But he was considered to be the father, the originator, and his power is associated with lightning bolts. He could throw them, and the lightning bolt and the eagle are connected to him. Okay, just some basic facts. So though it comes from ancient Greece, the belief the origin in a chief deity in the Greek religion, the pantheon, of a sky and weather god. The Romans had Jupiter, who was very similar. It says that, I'm just looking at Zeus, this is under Britannica.com, may be related to the sky god Zeus, I think, from ancient Hindu Rigveda. Zeus was is regarded as the sender of thunder and lightning, rain, winds. We've really been sending us some hurricanes here, crazy weather. And his traditional weapon is the thunderbolt, and called the father, the ruler and protector of both gods and humans. So, I'm being asked to tap it in and see what he wants to share. These came out right away. And I wish to be, respectful. Okay, he's showing me the sun. He's showing me clarity. But the first one that I feel like I'm being looked at is interconnectedness. So these runes are based on what they call the witches' runes, which is like more of a nature based. And it's indicating these rings, again, interconnectedness and circumstances and all the ways that people end up connected to each other. But specifically, there are circumstances that will connect people, that do connect people, and that will connect people. And the sun is about a new beginning. There is something new coming where, through circumstance, people work together, in my opinion. And that's a really strong sense that I'm getting of a message. The energy flow is very different. I like it. More intuitive, I suppose, than with the tarot or this is still like a guideline, but it's a lot less complicated. And yet, I just feel like, it's more way open, it's more intuitive as well. So I'm thinking, these circumstances that connect people. Well, the circumstances that have been connecting people more of as late are traumas, unfortunately. Through events like the most recent, really, in U.S. is the collapse of the condominium in, what was that, or that system of flats that they had that collapsed, because a condo is only like 2, right? Anyway, to me it's like a block of flats. And unfortunately, I did a reading as it was happening, or shortly after it happened, I think it was. I just remember I was live and somebody asked me to look at it. And it may have been a day or 2. It was around not long after it happened, and I was just like, But what I just got, the cards, I do remember the symbols I pulled, and that it had to do with infrastructure and like support. It was like there's something, and that there was something suspicious. There was like code, something not kept to code. So I got something that wasn't kept right, and it had to do with the frame or the structure of the building. Anyway, that's what I got, and I've left it at that and just kind of kept it open. But anyway, he's very patient, waiting for me to get back to the point. When I do a deep dive, folks, I do a deep dive because he's wanting me to speak on, and I felt his nudge, and I felt my first inner thing was like, oh, I don't know, because it's so heavy. But it is. The circumstances that are bringing people together will clarify people, for more people, what matters is what I get. I'm meant, by the way, I just did a big reading for myself with an amazing deck called the Empathetic Oracle. And I'm meant to stop doing that, holding back so much. I've got to vocalize and allow what I pick up or I'm given in this case. So I'm building my skill that way, and thank you for being patient with me on this. To me, this is definitely his way of indicating, and he did show me in my mind's eye. It did flash from the condo, and I did recoil, I have to admit to you guys, because I've been fairly sensitive lately, and it was just like, oh, I don't think I'm ready to take on that, because truly my energy level was somewhere beneath the basement. But I did take a look at it, and I did see, like I told you, and that's about all the reading I've done on it. But so when I flashed on that now, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I was shown more of like the flooding that's been going on over the world, and drought elsewhere. You know, there's his energy is not there. That energy that brings the benefit of rain, thunder, and lightning. You know, lightning itself cleans the air. It produces positive ions or something like that, or clears them. I don't know. Anyway, it does. It changes something, and so it's very important. All these interconnected aspects, and I'm thinking about his power with, and the sun also, with light, with energy, because that's what he's depicted holding. There are thunderbolts in Greek mythology. I'm going to check back and have to look at the earlier references to see if are they also holding, is there a reference to the sun maybe, or is it a star form of energy? Is that the depiction, or how would they depict that? I've got to check that out. Let's see what else. Okay. And I'm just stepping myself back. Wow. I was having an inner dialogue. With Zeus. Waves being moved. Deep connection to the spiritual world. Okay. I was really kind of holding my breath thinking, oh my God, this is going to be challenging. But I was but also at the same time, thrilled to try and do this. And I'm feeling the energy open up. And it's it's way easier for me to get out of the way than I thought. I shouldn't be so intimidated. I can just, it's wow, I really do feel a connection and a presence. It's very kind. But I've always had both this. I gotta tell you guys, my house, where I lived for many years out on an old Indian agency in Missouri. In fact, it kept its name agency. They never, but it was not far from St. Joseph, but it was way rural, and it was at one time an Indian agency, as I was saying. But our house out there was kind of up on a bit of a slope. A bit of a slope. Not a great big one, but it got hit by lightning. It got hit in the chimney. And the thing was, I had an intuitive sense. I used to be terrified of thunderstorms and tornadoes growing up in Missouri. I left there when I was 17, and those things just, oh my God, freak me out. And I have massive respect for the power of those storms. But anyhow, I've kind of reached out. And I've had dreams about energies that are connected to serving the sources of lightning and rain and thunder. So this is meaningful for me to, because it's still, and to me, the same basic source, just a different branch. And it's fascinating, the feelings that I'm getting using these shells and this system. But I'm feeling that part of the as you can imagine, aspect of us being, by circumstance, having to work more together will bring us more clarity on what really matters, and it will also, now there are two sets of waves in the witches' runes. One is far more angular, and it is more about communications, okay, and information. And the other wave is this wave, and it is far more soft and curly, and it is about a deep connection to the spiritual world. It's a little different way of being moved. It's more inward and kind of energy. For example, before I began, I asked Zeus if it was okay, and he gave me the sign of the man, which means action, and then he gave me the sign of, what was it? The more angular waves, and that meant communication. And it's just like, oh, okay, perfect, like action, let's go. So I really do feel, just so you may have that background awareness, forgive me as I shift on this uncomfortable bed, but he's saying that through these, events, it's going to really make it very transparent to more people what really, really matters at the end of the day. And it is for their own our own spiritual growth, truly as individuals and collective as humanity, okay, that exists in a world that is not just a world of humanity. There's other beings, other creatures in this, world, and that we can see and that we can't see, that we know of and that we don't know of. And what we do affects them too. And we're about ready to find out more about that, I think. Just giving you more channeling what I'm getting through Zeus's message. I've had, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm bouncing around. But I'm being shown back to the time that the lightning hit the house that I was speaking of. And my bedroom and my brother's was upstairs. We had a bathroom for us to share. And it was right next to the chimney that was struck. Now, I was going to go in, and it was kind of in the morning, and I was going to brush my teeth, wash my face, and I had my toothbrush, and I was just about ready to go ahead and brush my teeth at the sink. And I was kind of in that auto mode where you're still not, trust me, it takes me a while to wake the heck up, okay? And I just knew that I was to leave that bathroom, to shut off the light, and just calmly walk downstairs and go to the bathroom at the furthest part of the house on the bottom floor, which I did, which was an ensuite bathroom in my parents' bedroom. And as I was brushing my teeth, really, not joking, the lightning struck. And if I would have been, oh my God, I think I would have had some kind of problem. Let's just put it that way. Because I could feel it from where I was there. But I was definitely felt that I was buffered and protected. And so I feel that I have a connection with the lightning crew. Let's put it that way. And I feel like I was warned. It blew out the TV set, and we had to, which really bummed my dad out, but because we were poor. And but we managed, and we got the chimney repaired. But we used to watch tornadoes form and all that stuff out there. So I have massive respect, firstly, very humbled respect for this energy. I think he knows that. And so he's talking about, it's these things that will help clarify more, like I'm saying, what matters. And what matters is that we are all interconnected. What one does affects the other. And we have no more right to say, we're better than you. And the rules are different because you don't look the same way. We'll give you less consideration. And I'm sorry, even though they get weepy-eyed over the disabled, they don't want to pay to have proper handicap-accessible stuff. Let me tell you. Now, some cases I understand because the building itself is just too antiquated, and it would be so destructive to the place that it's just not going to work out right. I still think that places should be made as accessible and as comfortable as they can be, and yes, new structures that have no excuse should be tested by disabled people before they get the all clear, really, well and truly. So we need to realize better the awareness of each other, and that we do have differences, but we also have so much more that's similar and so much more that's urgently similar, and that we need to be engaged with each other in the present and not with prejudice and unnecessary baggage of our fear that we're projecting onto somebody that we don't even many times realize we're doing, and especially white people are guilty of. So it's about becoming aware, and for many people, by becoming into contact with other people that are also just maybe different than them, that are in this situation, and that they're not going to turn down their help. This is about working together so we can all succeed, and we're going to have more people, I feel like he's saying, getting on the same page. And it's unfortunate that it comes through powerful, dramatic, and traumatic events, but they're coming. He's like, I haven't gone away. I'm still, and here's the star. And it's coming next to the shell. I felt, and I didn't even think about it, with the spirit waves. And the star is your green light for spiritual growth. And to go with what moves you and your spirit. And that means something that's healthy, that isn't a codependent relationship. You can be so asleep to it. You can be so asleep through your own, oh my God, just reading on people has made me aware of my own stuff, because it's so commonplace. But people, really, don't get clingy with this stuff with people and putting people on pedestals and making them feel, because you're not giving them permission to use their free will. You are many times, I feel like here too, we are projecting our fears or something, and we're not even aware of it onto somebody that's like, what are you even talking about? Seriously. So, you know, awareness and working together in the present and being in the present and working together to make this now right. And there's change, and it's spiritual movement, it's saying. And double emphasis, I feel like, with the star as a spiritual green light of activity. I feel like it's a quickening with that star and that sun. Yes, yes, yes. And so, you know, through these things of monsoons and thunder and lightning, volcanic eruptions too, because lightning's part of that. Earthquakes, he's a sky god now. That's not his dealio. That's not, he's not in charge of that. That's Pachamama. But, yeah, so let's see. Let's get some cards. I'll pull a few more shells because I'm really enjoying using this. And then I'm going to use the intuitive deck, or the empathic oracle. I'm very grateful, Zeus, what you're sharing with me, and I hope that you will forgive me for my novice and building of skills yet with my medium aspect and intuitive skills. And just, he's so patient and gentle is what I'm like, kind of like taken aback by. So yeah, I am getting like, it's like your dad. But more of like, not the, yes, the dad that's like awesome in power, but not the dad that either. There's a strong feeling of like, I feel so comfortable, not afraid. I mean, of course, I'd be afraid if he threw a lightning bolt down. Of course, I think he doesn't want to scare me. I don't think that's his intention. But he has a job to do. A roll. Okay, so what else about this? Okay, didn't see this one. Ah, communication. Here's the communication one. Okay, did this in another reading before. The curly wave is the spiritual waves of energy type. And this, more angular, can be written communication, information, just communication, communicating in between, between people. So when people are working together and sharing information and we're all on the same page and there is equality, that is being met, we grow spiritually. We grow in our ability to communicate and understand, because communication isn't just one way. It isn't just about somebody talking or you talking, but it's about listening as well and taking in and digesting what someone is sharing with you or what is available to you. And sharing also your needs. People can't always read your mind, saying what you experienced, expressing it, writing it. Creative, there's just, creative collaboration here going on so many levels in life, artistically and just to the most mundane, because the art is in everything, as far as I'm concerned. Whether you know it or not. I'm just allowing Zeus to bring forth the message that he wants to bring. All right. I can't resist one more shell, you guys. I just can't. Oh, see, this, I'm going to have to change the bag because the little fibers on this are, that is the one drawback. I would say from using the bag, I've kind of roughed it up. But this is Crossroads, many ways to reach the same place, and it's all about decisions. So we've come, we're coming to a lot of crossroads. We're coming to the ending of one era and the beginning of another, seriously, and where we're working more collaboratively with awareness, where we are listening and engaged into what other people are sharing with us about themselves and what we're sharing about ourselves with them. That's what I feel. And it's an understanding and interaction of communication, not withdrawal, but communication with others. And this allows a channel of spiritual growth in people. Waves of spiritual growth come from this as individuals and as collectively. It will nourish you on a communicative level, your communicative skills, and on your, I think, definitely intuitive as well levels, if you use your awareness with the sun here coming out. And just that awareness makes your intent 10 times stronger. It's all about being aware and being in the present. Things that keep you out of being in the present can be over-medicating yourself on purpose. Can be anything that you use as a distraction too much. That doesn't have to be hardcore drugs and alcohol, folks. Because we can use a variety. Oh, well, I'm not addicted to drugs or alcohol, so hey, man, I'm good. And then they go and I don't know, do something into the extreme. So it's all about awareness. And awareness that we're all interconnected. Our choices as well. Oh, he almost said don't do that, so that's why I paused. Make good choices, of course. And we can make better choices if we have more than one person, more than one group of people, because this world is diverse. And so there's room at the table, folks. My God, don't be getting petty, and it's all about us getting out of being petty and coming together and communicating on a earthly and spiritual level. In spiritual communicative ways and informative, talking, using your mouth, writing, electronic communication, writing books, poetry, all of these things, songs, I'm getting to. There's just, it produces a wave. Like there's a new wave of that fuels, I think, creative work and discovery with technology. And I'm just channeling, guys. And I'm like, Zeus, are you still? And it's like, yep. You're fine, kid. Just keep going. I almost picture him like sitting off to the corner with a little bit of smoke coming around him, holding a lightning bolt, kind of looking it over. Okay. This is about letting go of the past. We are again reminded that we're working through, at this time in history, a lot of shadow. We have to heal the trauma that has long been denied by one of the most destructive things on this planet, which is colonialism. It's killing the planet and our diversity. Autumn. This is the harvest. We have to release the past so we can embrace the future harvest. We have to process the past. I didn't say, please note, I didn't say, and I'm getting a nod, I feel like from, say it, to avoid the past. We can no longer avoid it. We must process it in order to be able to harvest new, future, positive manifestation of what we need in our world on all levels. That's about, the most succinct way I can wrap that. And so you have to process, you have to feel the past and release it and shed it so that you can embrace and appreciate and grow something new to harvest. And that is through, it's not done alone. It is through reaching out of your comfort zone, even if it's just a small circle of people, but participating. And I feel like making choices on how you can contribute to the collective and help, especially when we have these events that he's nodding to. These are happening it's a reset, and it's meant for us to let go of these stinking old past ways that are harmful to the earth and actually to ourselves and to all other life that is here, that we know of or not know of. It exists. That's what I'm getting. And we are meant for a positive future. It's positive, people. Get out of, the doom and gloom and it's not that you ignore reality. You embrace the truth. You feel it. You don't deny it. You're in the present. And so you can actively proceed, by not denying the truth. You know, you don't come to harvest by sitting on your ass, let me tell you. And the moon is saying this time, he's saying this time, and in this deck, which is the empathetic oracle, empathic. I'm more the pathetic empathetic. Dun, dun. All right. I need to get a drumstick. Anyway, the moon. There is emotional time. This is a part of releasing this past and addressing the past is releasing it and shedding it, feeling the remorse, feeling the tears, feeling the sadness, feeling the anger, feeling whatever, feeling all of it, and letting it get processed. Male energy, especially men that don't know how to, that are afraid of it, says to take action with processing those feelings. That it's okay. Quit avoiding them. Process it. And the focus card it can be tunnel vision, but it can also be what is required to kind of penetrate through obstacles. Also, focus is to me the same as listen. It isn't just with the eyes that you focus. You focus with all your senses. So engage with all your senses, with each other, you know. Focus, listen, pay attention. To how people feel, you know, and value it. Value feelings. But this is also so that you see through the extraneous. And that's what he does. He's saying, Zeus, when he throws his lightning bolts or does his, you know, part. When he interacts. That is not only way that he interacts. It's not just always by I'm getting by destruction and fire bolts, but it is by illumination and empowerment, mastery of the self, not the ego. Okay. Let's wrap this up at 50. Open your heart. Look, he's got the lightning bolts. Oh my God, that's definitely, we're tracking. Okay, and he's saying, I want you to open your heart. Open your heart to each other. Open your heart to listen and to hear with all of your senses. Beyond the six senses, all of your being. Because I feel there's connection to renewal, of course, and healing, a greater, better place for us to rebuild. It clarifies, it helps us to really get real and clarify and have fertile ground to work together if we but seize it. And the doorway to do so is through your own heart, just by being open, being not shut away like, no, I don't want to reach out to people, you know. It's not saying you have to reach out to people that make you uncomfortable, but it's saying that you do need to engage in life and exchange with people. It's important. And we help people in ways that we can't even fathom. And many times we think, well, it really wasn't any, not like I was lifting your refrigerator, you know, or something. But for some people, it's you lifted the sky for them. So open your heart, be vulnerable, and trust that you're strong enough to withstand, to be vulnerable. Clearing. Let go of the old baggage of the past. Again, you cannot embrace that future abundance, the harvest. You're not going to be able to do the get to work if you're still sitting on your ass with the past. Move forward, move on, and work on releasing behaviors that hold you up, beliefs that you don't even realize you have, maybe. Just do a reality check and let go of that shadow stuff that is connected to the past. I just, became aware of like, oh my God, I do project that someone's probably doing that because remember when so-and-so was a jerk to you and they said blank, and, and I just went, oh my God. And how many times I've been completely like, where it's like, no, that's just your fear. When you've been proven that. Pay attention to that. Don't just keep automatically robbing people of the chance to respond in their own way and their own time as well. So there is the need to clear and let go of a lot of old baggage, folks, and open up to what the Creator, because that's Zeus's energy as well, and protector of humanity and the gods, through Greek myth and many similar through Roman, Jupiter. But the message is clear. Work together. You're going to have more events. And I think this is hearkening to extreme weather, where lightning, thunder, tornadoes, cyclones, hurricanes are involved. And I did have a dream in my past of this kind of activity happening with lightning and beings that control the lightning. And so this feels like that might be some clairvoyant aspect there. At least connected to the same energy that I'm, reading on. It's the same thing. See, there I go dismissing it. I was just told don't do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that. I think we are going to have, he's indicating we're going to have more intense storms, and where there will be hail, lightning, thunder, and wind and rain. And it just will take things, it'll clear things out real, get set. It's like a giant reset button, and where then you have to rebuild with more practicality, perhaps, and rethink, and work together with other people and open your heart and clear a lot of old beliefs that no longer serve the world away, you or the world. Okay? So I'm going to stop there. I could go on and on. I really enjoy Zeus's energy. Okay, I'm going to just allow Zeus to pull a few more cards, but I want to shuffle them and just say, what would you like to close out with, Zeus? It's been a pleasure to try to share your message, and I hope that I have done so in a way that is pleasing and accurate. Entanglement. Now I'm pulling two cards because I always read in pairs. And gaslighting. I asked him what he wanted to close out with. So he's really speaking to our present situation. The mess that gaslighting creates. Oh, he's saying it's not just going to be a physical storm thing. It is also the clearing of this entanglement, of all the gaslighting that's been going on. That's also on the agenda, he's saying. And of being, we have to process that and frankly flush it like the filth it is, and get its things sorted as they should be. And that's putting a lot in a nutshell. Heart chakra, we need to heal our heart chakra. There is so much sadness, people, through what we were going through COVID, and COVID affects everyone, and not just human beings that die of it. I was shown dogs and cats. I'm sorry. In my dream about COVID, before it hit, I was shown people and other life forms dying because of anyway, you need to care, and I think most of us that have a brain cell left know that now, after the last 5 years especially. But remain feeling, as much as numbing as it can be. Don't let it harden you. Don't let yourself be fooled. And because look, the chaos is going to be kicked up, and we have to clear it out. That's what he's saying. And I firmly believe he is showing me, like Trump and all this nonsense that they're pulling. This is kind of like that last, well, it's not the last, but it's part of their resistance to finally facing real consequences, being held to account. Even just to the suggestion. They're fighting the suggestion. So, but this chaos in the heart also tells me, though, there's also a lot of people that are emotionally tired of this stuff and the problems it's creating and the chaos it like I'm saying that it creates. So there's more people waking up and because it's hitting them emotionally, or they're just able to see. They're open enough now to see. Maybe where before some of them maybe were not able to see a lot of things. They're going to start to wake up more. Okay? I can't help myself. Third eye chakra. And this is the use of foresight and the lifting of the veil, of seeing beyond what is just seen with the eye. This is being able to look back and forth. You know, there's no limit in your perception. I'm clearing it. And root chakra. Root through the second eye chakra. Or I'm sorry, the third eye. The card is number 2. So that's really interesting. So if you go from then also working with the root chakra, which connects to the earth. So it's, again, it is spiritual and earthly. It's part of our growth spiritually and earthly, because we are both spiritual and earthly beings. So that's it. I'm closing it out at, oh my God, an hour. I hope you enjoy this reading on Zeus. If you did, please make sure to subscribe, or that you are still subscribed, and hit that thumbs up. That is what really, really now helps our algorithms. Thank you.